Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, so we're going to start off here with NASDAQ futures, and I am going to point out you do have this 4-hour bullish divergence from oversold territory as price comes back into this breakout zone. And it does look like buyers are trying to hold the line. We do have 3 pin bar candlesticks back to back to back. You call them pin bars, you call them hammers, whatever, bullish candlesticks, whatever you want to call them. All right, bullish reversal candlesticks. We have these long wicks below. Buyers are showing their teeth, wanting to go up. Coming over to ES, I am going to point out we are hovering right above our trend line right here, coming all the way back over here from these 2 touch points. And that is right above. If we were to come down, we have our breakout level over on ES just about 0.25% away. I am going to say it's likely, in my personal opinion, that we do end up seeing a bounce coming out of where we are. What do we also have? I think we have a... No, we do not have a bullish divergence here on ES, but what you do is you definitely have that one on NQ, which is what I was saying that I was going to be looking for a larger bounce in yesterday's video, and it does look like we have that setting up right now. Come over to QQQ, and I am going to point out, again, you have the same bullish candlestick coming off of there, but on the daily time frame, you can see we gapped down underneath 474.33, and this morning we did end up seeing us come up. You test it and treat that as resistance. But we're going to have to see if buyers can, overpower these sellers here, because as of right now, this is going to be your supply zone. And if we prove that there is no, or if there's more buy orders going than sell orders, then we should see price move over here. That would prove that we are likely starting our rebound. I do want to point out over here on the hourly RSI over here with real-time hours, you do also have this bullish divergence on NASDAQ as you come into the breakout zone right here. So I do think it's likely that this dip gets eaten up. I'm just going to, say my opinion right there. And I'm going to go over, in this video why. I think, like, even off of the Apple and Amazon earnings, I think it's likely that we do end up seeing that bounce. Coming over here to SPY, now that we did gap down underneath the 448.50 to 450 demand zone, we're going to have to see if, well, it's not really a demand zone anymore. We saw that, it was where price got supported yesterday, but, you got underneath it, which proved that there were more sell orders than buy orders. So we're going to have to see if this proves to be resistance now that we did that. I already did this morning, then you came back down there, did form this bullish divergence. You've actually had just a massive bullish divergence carving out here on the 15-minute time frame. You got like a quadruple bullish divergence going on. So I do think it's very likely that we do end up seeing that bounce. How big is that bounce? I have no idea. You did already break the low over here on the 452 low, and now that we did that, we started the process of a downtrend starting and over here on QQQ by breaking the 474.33 low. As we noted in yesterday's video, we did start the process of a downtrend over here, or not start, we confirmed the process of a downtrend commencing over here on QQQ. Like I pointed out on NASDAQ and ES futures over there, guys, we have a recipe for a bounce, and if we fall a little further, then we likely, bounce from a little further. And as of the low of this candlestick, we were within $3 of that gap fill right there, and that's ultimately where I was looking to start, I'm not going to say aggressively buying this dip, but that is where I was looking to load up on dated calls. And yeah, I'm going to point out over here on Apple, let's just come over there. I'm going to point out what we could be seeing off of earnings. We are right here on support right here. So we're kind of in the perfect spot for earnings, and I'm going to put on extended hours right here. And I'm just going to show you guys why I have this line over here. Now this RSI did move a little bit there, but I'm going to point out every time this RSI, this 4-hour RSI on extended hours has been in oversold territory or down to this line throughout this year so far, we have seen a bounce. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, throughout this year, so all the way back into January. So over here on March when you came down, or February, it went into March. Yeah. That is where we had the banking crisis thing going on over there, and people panic and stuff like that. But yeah, you got right here, and you had these little bounces along the way. But even when you fell, you only fell about $4.50 lower, 3% lower, and then you ended up seeing this rather large bounce from there. So if you started loading your dated positions and you were willing to sit through, like, what is this, like a week? Yeah, just about a week of red, week and a half of red right there. All right. And I'm not saying that's, something that people should be doing, but I'm going to just point out what you could have done throughout this whole entire year if you saw this 4-hour RSI get down into there. All right. So you had one buying opportunity come up right here. You had the second over here. You had, third over here, fourth over here. All right. And then you really got this big one coming over there. So there you had like what was that, a 9% bounce? Yeah, about a 9% bounce. We'll call it an 8% just for you guys. All right, you come over here, and here is where you also had that 9% bounce. And then you come over here, and this is where you also had that 6.5% bounce, 6% bounce, we'll call it. Is it going to be any different this time? I don't think it's going to be any different this time. We do have Apple earnings and Amazon earnings right after the bell, so they will be moving the market with all likelihood. I don't think they're going to be traded flat. And now that we have this setup, I think the market is setting us up to either fall down to this previous support right here, which I'm just going to point out from this level, is about 2% away. And you could also fall 4% down to this breakout zone. This was the all-time high breakout zone coming down here at 183 down to 181. Yeah, just about 181. So if you do come out here, your boy Henry's gonna be I'm gonna be loading the boat. And yeah, I think that would be a move if we really do get the buying opportunity. I think that would be amazing with dated calls here on Apple. But earnings right now, the market is setting up earnings to either give you a pop back up to all-time highs up here at 196, 197. I think we actually hit 198. Yeah, 198. That's about 3.5% away. And then over here is about 4.5% away. So either way, I think you have a valid, risk reward right here. I think this ain't bad. All right. This is, they're setting you up for an opportunity here. Either you can take this, all right, which it's before earnings, so keep that in mind. So like maybe you don't want to do that. If you want premiums that aren't pumped, I recommend choosing something like Microsoft. Microsoft has a solid setup going on. This is what I personally just did. But yeah, you got this bullish divergence going on here on Microsoft. So another thing that has its 4-hour RSI being oversold. But over here on Apple, I mean, hey guys, all right, if you want to gamble on earnings, gamble on earnings. But the premiums are going to be pumped, and unless you really do get a move to all-time highs, I don't think you're going to be making much money. So there's going to be that. And then if you do get that drop, that's going to line with what we pointed out over here on QQQ. Maybe you come down here. As long as you just hold 363, I think was the low over here on the daily chart that we'd really have to hold. That was the next point of structure here. Yeah, 363. So that is going to be your next support if you do end up breaking down through this 368.63 gap fill. And yeah, that's where buyers likely coming over there. On SPY, the next spot is going to be to watch out for is 444 and then the 442.97 gap fill underneath. And then if you do, we don't have any confirmed downtrend yet so far. This is just a pullback. You did have a lower low with this candlestick right here that we pointed out yesterday. And you actually did break this uptrend, so I can now take that off of the chart. And if you do end up seeing something like this, you come down here, you come back up, and then you come out and break the low. Right when you break the low you set over here, that's when you confirm your downtrend. So, so far, guys, this is just a pullback over here on SPY. And like I just pointed out on ES and NQ over there, you got a recipe that, has sparked a bounce the other times that this has happened throughout the last year. I mean, I'm just pointing out, even over here, you carved out this bullish divergence here. You went, a little bit lower there. All right. So that would be pretty similar to us coming down to that gap fill there, just about 1%. But, like even when you did that, you ended up seeing those pretty big pops doing that. And then every other time you've been down here, guys, you've just literally had these big pops. I can't say anything else. Besides that, you've just literally had these big pops every time. Even when we were in our 2-month trading range over here that I've been saying up here, we've been seeing a lot of similarities between the February top, wherever that was over here, the Feb top, and then this 2-month trading range. That's what I was saying. We have very, very much so have similarities going on. You had traps left and right going on over here. Can't see it so well on ES, but you can on SPY. You see, like, what the heck is this candlestick right here? What is this just to go down, just to, you know, skyrocket back up, and then boom, you come back down. Like, we were in a large trading range. That's what I was, you know, getting at there. Yeah, guys, I do think it's likely that we have that bounce. I'm just going to point that out. And then you come over here to Amazon, and you did come down to your support. So this could turn into a triple bottom here. And I think on the hourly time frame, we had a bullish divergence. Yeah, so on the hourly time frame, you had a bullish divergence over here going on right as you came into this. And this could make a higher low here, setting up for, you know, if you have an earnings breakout here, if you end up gapping up above this 130, you know, 133, 134 level here, then you do have a breakout from, let's just get that off the chart. What do we have going on here? We do have, boom, 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 triangle. All right, so you do have this, this triangle formation forming, this ascending triangle, symmetrical triangle, whatever you really want to call this thing, all right, pennant. Maybe you want to look at it as a bull flag, all right, whatever you want to look at it as. The earnings could be the catalyst to break it out, or we break down, all right, so we'll be watching. If you do end up break it down, then we are going to be watching. Let's just put these levels on the chart, all right, we're going to be watching there. We're going to be watching over here. All right, and yeah, all the way down to 120. So I'm not saying we break out. I'm not saying we break up. I'm just putting it on your radar. There is that, and in my personal opinion, we do have a setup to bounce on these earnings. That is what I think is likely. All right, and yeah, with that being said, guys, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.